My mom slapped me for refusing $200,000. Then my sister stole my identity again. The phone wouldn't stop vibrating. Alexa stared at the screen from the corner of her couch while rain tapped softly against the apartment windows. 35 missed calls. All from her mother. For 10 years, silence had protected her. 10 years since she disappeared from the family that treated her like a bank account with feelings attached. 10 years since she walked away and never looked back. And now they were calling again. Deep down, she already knew why. Her chest tightened as old memories came flooding back, sharp and ugly like broken glass. Some people say time heals everything. But time doesn't erase betrayal. It just teaches you how to live around the scar. The beginning of the end happened at the family dinner table. The smell of roasted chicken filled the room, but the air itself felt frozen. Her mother sat across from her with that familiar expression, calm on the surface, demanding underneath. "Alexa," she said flatly, holding out her hand, "give me your credit card." Lily didn't even look embarrassed. She sat beside their mother twirling her hair, scrolling through her phone like the conversation had already been settled. "Your sister needs $200,000 for her business." Alexa blinked. No, the word barely left her mouth before the slap came crashing across her face. Silverware rattled. Her ears rang. And the worst part wasn't the pain. It was Lily smiling. Not shocked. Not uncomfortable. Smiling. Like she'd won. Alexa stood slowly, grabbed her coat, and walked out of the house without saying another word. Nobody followed her. Nobody apologized. That night she changed everything. New number. New apartment. New city 3 hours away. She vanished. For months, she jumped every time her phone rang. Every knock at the door made her stomach twist. But eventually the calls stopped. And strangely, that hurt too. Because it proved something she never wanted to admit. They only wanted her when they needed money. Looking back, the pattern had started when they were children. Alexa was the responsible daughter. Straight A student. Quiet. Reliable. The one teachers praised. The one neighbors trusted to babysit their kids. Lily was different. Loud. Reckless. Dramatic. And somehow always the favorite. Whenever Lily made mistakes, their mother would sigh dramatically and say the same thing every single time. "Alexa, you're strong. Your sister needs help." At 16, Alexa worked after school at a bookstore. She saved every dollar she earned because she wanted a used car more than anything in the world. Then Lily crashed her bike into a neighbor's fence. 2 weeks before Alexa had enough money for the car, her mother walked into her room holding an envelope of bills. "We need your savings." Alexa argued for the first time. "It's my money." Her mother's face hardened instantly. "Family sacrifices for each other. Don't be selfish." So the car fund disappeared. Lily got a brand new bike. Alexa rode the bus for 6 more years. College only made things worse. Alexa earned a scholarship to a state university and worked 2 jobs just to survive. Meanwhile, Lily attended an expensive private art school completely funded by their parents. One Thanksgiving, Alexa came home exhausted after working double shifts. Her shoes were falling apart at the seams. Lily walked into the kitchen carrying a designer handbag worth more than Alexa's monthly grocery budget. "Mom bought it for me," Lily announced proudly. "For getting a B in sculpture." Alexa laughed awkwardly, thinking it was a joke. It wasn't. When Alexa mentioned she'd made the dean's list with a perfect GPA, her mother barely glanced up from cooking. "That's nice. But Lily is creative. She needs encouragement." That sentence stayed with Alexa for years. Because it explained everything. Her accomplishments were expected. Lily's mediocrity was celebrated. After graduation, Alexa landed a job at a financial firm. It paid well, but not nearly enough for the demands that immediately followed. "Alexa, the car needs repairs." "Alexa, Lily needs help with rent." "Alexa, can you send just 500? Then 300. Then 1,000. Every time Alexa sent the money hoping maybe this would finally earn their love. It never did. Lily spent carelessly while Alexa skipped meals to stay afloat. One year, Alexa paid off nearly $20,000 in Lily's credit card debt. When she told Lily not to use the card again, Lily rolled her eyes. "You're so obsessed with money." Their mother immediately stepped in. "Don't ruin the day with fighting." That was the moment Alexa finally understood something horrifying. In their family, the problem was never Lily's behavior. The problem was Alexa saying no. Then came the betrayal that shattered everything completely. About a month after Alexa disappeared, she accidentally ran into her cousin Sarah at a grocery store. Sarah looked confused. "Wait, if you moved away, then who's running Lily's boutique?" Alexa froze. "What boutique?" Sarah casually explained that Lily had opened a trendy clothing store using funding connected to Alexa's name. The blood drained from Alexa's face. The next morning she rushed to the bank and discovered loans had been taken out under her identity. Forged signatures. Fake documents. Her own family had stolen from her. When she confronted her father at a diner, he couldn't even look her in the eye. She was trying to help Lily, he muttered weakly. You knew. He nodded slowly. You're stronger than your sister. That sentence destroyed whatever love Alexa still had left for them. She hired a fraud attorney named Mr. Thompson, who laid out her options clearly. Accept the debt and spend years drowning in financial ruin. Or report her own family for identity theft. Alexa chose herself for the first time in her life. The investigation exploded fast. Accounts were frozen. Loans were flagged. The boutique lease collapsed. Her mother called screaming. Then crying. Then threatening. Lily left furious voicemails blaming Alexa for ruining her future. Alexa changed her number and disappeared completely. Over the next decade, she rebuilt her life piece by piece. She paid off her student loans, bought a beautiful apartment, made real friends, found peace. But she never threw away the evidence. A thick black binder stayed locked inside a fireproof safe in her closet, every forged document, every fraudulent transaction, every police report. Because deep down, she knew someday they'd do it again. And she was right. Now, 10 years later, 35 missed calls glowed on her phone screen. Finally, she answered. Her mother sounded hysterical. Alexa, please come home. The police are here. Alexa closed her eyes slowly. What happened? It's all a misunderstanding, her mother cried. Lily just needed bridge loans and somehow your name ended up on paperwork. How much? Silence. Then a whisper. 50,000. Alexa almost laughed. After everything, they still hadn't learned. Her mother begged desperately. Just tell the police you approved it. Alexa stared out the rain-covered window and realized something chilling. They truly believed she would save them forever. The next morning, Alexa drove back to the town she swore she'd never return to. Every mile felt heavier. The streets looked smaller than she remembered. The old gas station near the highway was boarded up now. The grocery store where her mother used to scream at cashiers still stood exactly the same. Nothing had changed. And somehow that made everything worse. She arrived at the cafe her mother picked, a tiny place near downtown that smelled like burnt coffee and old carpet. Through the window, she spotted them immediately. Her mother looked exhausted. Not tired. Defeated. The expensive jewelry she once flaunted was gone. Her hair was thinner, her face sunken with stress. Across from her sat Lily, arms folded tightly, sunglasses hiding swollen eyes. For a split second, Alexa almost felt sorry for them. Then she remembered the forged signatures, the stolen loans, the years of manipulation, and the sympathy vanished. As soon as Alexa stepped inside, her mother rushed toward her like a drowning person spotting a life raft. Oh, thank God, she whispered. You came. Lily stayed seated, avoiding eye contact. Alexa calmly removed her coat and sat down across from them. Her mother leaned forward immediately. You just need to explain to the detective that this was a family arrangement. Alexa said nothing. She didn't mean any harm, her mother continued quickly. It got out of control, that's all. How much did she spend? Alexa asked. Neither of them answered. Alexa pulled a folder from her bag and opened it slowly. I already know, she said quietly. Luxury stores. Gambling apps. Flights to Hawaii. Hotel suites. Lily flinched. She was trying to win money back, her mother snapped defensively. There it was again. Excuses. Always excuses. Lily finally spoke, her voice shaky with anger. You have money, Alexa. Why does this even matter to you? Alexa stared at her in disbelief. Even now, she still didn't get it. This isn't about money. Oh please, Lily scoffed. You've always acted like some victim. Alexa almost laughed at how absurd it sounded. Victim? She remembered being 16 and surrendering her savings. Working double shifts while Lily partied. Skipping meals to pay off debts that weren't hers. And somehow she was still the selfish one. Her mother reached across the table suddenly and grabbed her wrist. You're going to fix this. Alexa slowly pulled her hand away. No. Panic flashed across her mother's face. You don't understand, she whispered harshly. They're talking about prison. I understand perfectly. Lily slammed her hands against the table. You called the police? The entire cafe went silent. Alexa met her sister's furious stare without blinking. Yes. Her mother looked physically ill. How could you do this to your own family? That sentence hit Alexa harder than she expected. Because after all these years, her mother still believed family meant unconditional sacrifice from one person and endless selfishness from the others. Alexa opened the black binder she brought with her. The same binder she'd kept hidden for 10 years. Inside were copies of every fraudulent loan, every forged signature, every bank statement, every report. She slid several pages across the table. I reported this 3 weeks ago after the fraud alert appeared on my account. Her mother's lips trembled. You planned this. No, Alexa replied calmly. You repeated it. Lily suddenly burst into tears. Real tears this time. Not manipulative. Not dramatic. Terrified. I can't go to prison, she whispered. Alexa looked at her carefully. For the first time in her entire life, Lily looked like someone facing consequences instead of someone waiting to be rescued. And strangely, Alexa felt nothing. No revenge. No satisfaction. Just emptiness. Her mother's expression shifted from fear to rage in seconds. You're evil, she hissed. After everything we did for you. Alexa stared at her, stunned by the delusion. Did for her? They stole her childhood. Her trust. Her financial future. And somehow they still believed they were the victims. You want to know the truth? Alexa asked softly. Her mother glared at her. I spent my entire life trying to earn love from people who only loved what I could give them. Silence. You taught Lily that stealing from me was normal, Alexa continued. You taught her there would never be consequences. That's not true, her mother snapped. It is, Alexa replied. And now the world is teaching her something you never did. Lily buried her face in her hands. Her shoulders shook violently. For a moment, Alexa remembered them as little girls building blanket forts in the living room. Watching cartoons together. Sharing secrets late at night. There had been love once. Or at least something close to it. But years of favoritism and manipulation had poisoned everything. Her mother stood abruptly. If you walk away right now, she said coldly, don't ever come back. Alexa looked at her for a long moment. Then she gave a sad smile. There's nothing here for me anymore. She stood, buttoned her coat, and walked toward the exit. Behind her, her mother began crying loudly. Lily called her name once. Just once. Alexa didn't turn around. Outside, cold wind hit her face as she stepped onto the sidewalk. She expected to feel guilt, regret, doubt. Instead, she felt lighter. Like chains she'd worn her whole life had finally broken. The investigation moved quickly after that. Lily accepted a plea deal to avoid a longer sentence. 2 years in prison. 5 years probation. Restitution payments she'd likely spend decades trying to repay. Their mother lost the family house covering legal fees and debts. Their father quietly moved out of state to live with relatives, too exhausted to fight anymore. And Alexa? She kept living. Months later, a letter arrived from her mother. The handwriting alone made her stomach tighten. Inside were pages of blame. You destroyed this family. You abandoned your sister. You could have saved us. Alexa read every word carefully, then folded the letter in half and threw it away. Because for the first time, she understood something important. People who refuse accountability will always rewrite history to protect themselves. 2 years later, shortly after Lily got out of prison, Alexa received another call. Different number. Same voice. Lily sounded broken now. Not dramatic. Not spoiled. Just tired. I lost everything, she admitted quietly. Nobody will hire me. Alexa stayed silent. Mom's living in a terrible apartment, Lily continued. We barely get by. Then came the part Alexa expected. I need help. Of course. Even prison hadn't fully changed her. Alexa closed her eyes for a moment. There was no anger left anymore. Just clarity. You'll figure it out, she said calmly. Lily started crying. Alexa listened for a few seconds before speaking one final time. You made your choices. Now live with them. Then she hung up. And this time, she blocked the number forever. That evening, Alexa walked hand in hand through the city with Mark, the man who loved her without asking for anything in return. He squeezed her hand gently while musicians played on the sidewalk nearby. For the first time in her life, peace didn't feel temporary. It felt real. And as Alexa looked up at the glowing city lights, she realized something powerful. Walking away from toxic people isn't cruelty. Sometimes it's survival.